Today in last half motion class we will see the conservation of momentum. To see that conservation of momentum we will see one activity. So that activity, to do that activity we will take two marbles, let it two objects, that is the marbles masses m1 and m2 are traveling with different velocities u1 and u2, that is initial velocities, respectively in the same direction in a straight line. Suppose if u1 is greater than u2, they collide with each other and the collision lasts for a time t which is very small. Collision will occur but it will take very small time collision. So during the collision the first marble maybe give some force on the second marble, so that is a f21, and the second marble exerts a force on the first marble f12. So here first marble will give the force on the second marble, that is f21. Second marble also will give the on the first marble. So this is one object, this is one object, both are moving in a straight line, straight direction. When same is there, same first one u1 u2 speed is there, u1 u2 speed is there. If suppose they are moving in a straight line, if suppose what is telling u1 is greater than u2 means its speed is more is there, means what will happen, it will go and collide with this one, it will touch with this one. So that time it will happen like this, it will happen like this, then final velocity will get, so that is, so this v1 v2 like this will happen. So here asking this will give the some force on this one and this also will give the some force. So this is f1, this is f2 will take. So first collision, the first marble give the second force on the second marble, so that is f21. So first marble will give the force on the second marble, same second marble also will give the force on the first marble, that's all. So final velocity will get v1 v2, final velocity, let v1 v2 be the velocity of the marbles after collision, means the final. So what are the moments before collision, after collision we will see. So momentum before collision, momentum before collision will get for first marble m1 u1 mass into velocity, p is equal to mv, you know, product of mass and velocity is called momentum, we told you now. So momentum before collision will take first marble, this is the first one, second marble will take the m2 u2 will get, second marble m2 u2, marble 1. So then momentum after collision, momentum after collision. So after collision velocity will v1 will get, so m1 v1 will get, here second one m2 v2 will get. So change in the momentum will take, change in momentum means delta p, change in momentum is equal to what will get, second momentum to means after collision momentum minus first before collision. So m1 v1 minus m1 u1, here also m2 v2 minus m2 u2, m2 v2 minus m2. So rate of change of momentum, delta p by delta t, what you will get, rate of change of momentum is equal to what you will get, m1 v1 minus m1 u1 by t will get, m1 v1 minus m1, same like that only m2 v2 minus m2 u2 by t will get, that's. So according to Newton's third law of motion, force exerted by first marble on the second is equal to the force exerted by the on the first marble on the second, so but opposite direction. So we will get, what we will get, f12 is equal to, will get f12 is equal to, f12 is equal to f21, f12 is equal to f21, but opposite direction, that's why we'll keep the negative. So delta p1 by t is equal to delta P2, second one, that's first one, by T. That's it. So therefore M1 V1 minus M1 U1 by T is equal to M2 V2 minus M2 V2, here V2, here U2 by T. T will go cancel. Then according to the, after solving that, we will get a M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to M1 U1 plus M2 U2 will get. M2 U2 will get. So that is equal to total momentum of the two marbles before collision and after collision. So M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is the before collision momentum, total momentum before collision, total momentum. This is after collision total momentum. Total momentum after collision. Before collision, after collision, that is it. So from that equation we can observe the total momentum is unchanged, but before and after collisions there is no change in the momentum before collision and after collision. That is why one marble dropped from the part A or one marble dropped from the part B in the activity, we can get the same. We can say that the momentum is conserved. Based on that, we can say momentum is conserved. So law of conservation of momentum states that in the absence of the net external force on the system, the momentum of the system remains unchanged. Whatever force, external force applied, momentum will be remains unchanged. Momentum will not change. Whatever net force you will apply means nothing will happen. That is. So a system is said to be isolated that time when net force acting on the zero means unchanged. Net force system is unchanged. That's why it is isolated will tell. So if anybody says that fall does not hurt to you, but it is suddenly will happen means it will may hurt. That is. So a softer and more cushioned landing surface provides a greater stopping distance because of the longer time taken to stop. Soft and more cushioned, it will bend, no? That cushioned when it dropped. So this is the cushioned. You feel one dropped means this will go bend. So it will take time to stop that one. Suppose this is concrete floor, it will not bend on it. So it will not take more time, it will hurt that. So what is telling you, softer and cushioned one, it will take the more time to stop that one. That is why while cricketing time, fielder pulls his hands back to decrease its speed of the ball. If he did not do that one, he may hurt more. That's why he will push his hands back. Due to that, he is changing the rate of change of momentum. Maybe get less that one doing that hands back, so that the force of impact of the ball's hands will be reduced. Force will become force maybe. So F net is equal to delta P by delta T will get. If cross multiply F net into delta T will get. That is equal to delta P. This is the impulse will say one. What is that? Impulse. What is the link? So impulse is the equivalent to the change in the momentum that an object experiences during an interaction. So now that the product of net force and interaction time is called impulse. Product of net force and interaction time is called only impulse. We are telling impulse. IMPULS. That is important. You see. One mark. IMPULS. Impulse means what is definition is telling me the product of net force and change in the time, that is called impulse we are telling, and this impulse will be equivalent to the change in the momentum that an object experiences during an interaction. While getting the interaction time, the impulse will be equal to the change in the momentum. So forces exerted over a limited time are called impulsive forces. Which are forces are coming in the limited time, that forces are calling as a this one impulsive forces. So magnitude and impulsive force so large that its effective is appreciable even though its duration is short, like that. So one more small topic, last topic is dropping X. So see here, dropping X, one concrete floor, one cushioned pillow is dropping the eggs. So here question asking which one will break down means, when we drop that egg on the concrete floor, it will break because a large force acts on the egg. Why it will break means a large force will act on that one. So that is also short interval of time. Short interval of time, it will a large force will act. Due to that reason, egg will broke. So that time we'll get delta P is equal to F net dot delta T will get. Here force will be more. That's why F net will take. So when we drop the egg on a cushioned pillow, it does not break because of the smaller force. If suppose on the cushioned pillow here, it will not broke, egg will not broke. Why? Because there is a small force acts on that egg for long time. Therefore, delta P is equal to delta F net delta T will get it. F net even if the delta P is the same in both at the concrete floor and cushioned, the magnitude of the net force will be acting on the egg determines whether the egg will break or not. So magnitude will determine egg will break or not. Where it is falling, how it is falling, that will determine. That's why fielder also will take that hands very back to decrease its speed. Magnitude is decreasing there. The ball maybe definitely hurts him if he does not do like that one. So the ball definitely hurts him. When he pulls back his hands, it experiences small force for a longer time. The ball stops only when your hands stop. That is shows that our change in the momentum not only depends on the magnitude of the force, but also on the time during also. So momentum will depend, change in the momentum delta P is depending not only magnitude, it is depending upon also time, more time, longer time during which force exerted on that object. So on the time also it will be dependence. So this is your laws of motion.